Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. About 7 topics for this video. The first one, some Russian bombers took off from Murmansk and they delivered some missiles to Ukraine. Massive missile and drone attack on Kyiv and Kyiv Oblast overnight of the 12th to the 13th of November. That's one of the topics. Another one, the Ukrainians are assassinating people in Russia. Well, some people might be okay with that, but remember, if they do that, they can also do it to the Western countries whenever they don't like something. How is that expression? The chicken might come back home to roost or something. Then we find out that you guys in Great Britain will fight the Russians soon. As I stated exactly yesterday, it's a competition in the UK and the United States of America. The more you say you're gonna fight the Russians, the more support you get from the military-industrial complex, the banking system, and so on. So Boris Johnson is ready to send you to fight the Russians. That's a fantastic news for the guys who really want to fight the Russians. Another one, the Ukrainian defenses are crumbling in Donbass. Then we have another one with the Russians advance, and they tell us what they hit in the nighttime attack on Ukraine, including liberating, according to them, another village in Donetsk near Zaporozhye border. And I'm going to show you some maps. And the last topic, the regime change, the United States' regime change started in Georgia, in the country of Georgia, in the Caucasus. It's been starting for about a year, but now it's in its final stage. The next one will be shooting over there, like the Maidan in Ukraine, because that's what people do. When they're free, they protest and then they become violent, and then with the support of outside interests, they topple a legitimate government of a democratic country, like Georgia. So let's start with the first one. Here, Ukrinform. So what do we have here? 6 strategic bombers take off in Russia, Ukraine's air forces say. Several Tu-95 strategic bombers took off in north of Russia in the early hours of Wednesday, November 13th. That is to deliver some missiles. The takeoff of up to 6 Tu-95 MS bombers from Olenegorsk has been recorded. Roughly, they are expected to reach the missile launch area at 5 a.m. The reports read. All right, so ignoring this right here, we're going to go to the map. So here is where they were launched from, or they took off from, I'm sorry. This is in northern Russia. I will show you where exactly they are. And here are the little bears right here, the bombers ready to go, Red Rover. So these are located close to the Finland-Norway border. So this is Finland right here, this is Norway right here, this is Sweden here. So here is where they launched them. Now if you want to know where Ukraine is, right here. So from here, next to St. Petersburg, and here is Ukrainska Pravda, right there. So from north there, Murmansk, there. All right, let's see what else we have. Ukrinform. Russian forces launched combined missile-drone strike on Kyiv. The enemy reportedly used air-launched cruise missiles. Now we know where. What the fuck is that thing? Ballistic missiles such as KN-23/KN-24 Iskander-M and drones of the Shahed drones types. So this is the Russian airstrike on Kyiv lasted over 2 hours. In response, these guys destroyed and shot down several cruise and ballistic missiles, as well as up to a dozen enemy drones. So shot down several cruise and ballistic missiles. The exact number and type of the weapons will be detailed. All right, let's go to the next one. Ukrainska Pravda. Russians attack Kyiv and Kyiv Oblast with missiles and UAVs. Person injured, tip. And we don't find here, but there's the Russian forces launch. So the same, almost the same article as the other one, but except that this is the first such an attack in the last 73 days. The enemy likely used air-launched missiles. We got that one. But we're going to get to Russia combined attack. Not massive, but they fully prepared. And we don't find here exactly the same thing here as the other ones. But hey, again, the same commercial. Ukrainian forces intercept 4 missiles and 37 drones. 4 missiles. And here is the evidence right there for missiles and the drones. You can count them. And shot down 2 Kh-101 cruise missiles, 2 Iskander-M KN-23 ballistic missiles, and 37 strike drones. This is not the end, because I have other articles that are going to tell us more than this. So this is in total, the air surveillance troops detected 96 aerial threats, excluding guided aerial bombs. 2 S-300 anti-aircraft guided missiles launched from the Russia's Kursk region, targeting Sumy region. So from Kursk to Sumy, that is right here, Kursk, Sumy, ram pam pam tsam pam pam. Here is where there were the S-300. Next, let's see, where are we? Not this one, not this one, exactly this one. Now they increased. According to New Voice of Ukraine, Russia attacks Ukraine with missiles and drones. Air defense down 41 of 96 targets. 41. And they tell us exactly what they hit here. So the Ukrainian air defense intercepted 37 drones, 2 ballistic missiles and 2 cruise missiles launched by Russia overnight. A total of 96 aerial targets were detected. 2 S-300 anti-aircraft guided missiles launched from Russia's Kursk Oblast, targeting Sumy Oblast, we covered that one. 2 Kh-101 cruise missiles launched from 295 MS strategic bombers over the Caspian Sea. Oh my, so where is that located? Well, that is located, let's see if I get it right. From here, Caspian Sea, Black Sea, these are the Caucasus. We're going to go here to this map when we're going to talk about the Georgia regime change initiated by... So from this area, they launched. So in the other, right here, the other map, it is from east of the Black Sea. So this is the Black Sea. East of it, this is the Caucasus where my big head is. So on that side is right here, the Black Sea, the east side of the Black Sea, Caspian Sea. All right, let's see if we get it right here. Yes, man, look at that. 2 Iskander-M Kh-23 ballistic missiles launched from Russia's Voronezh Oblast. Voronezh Oblast, where the hell are you? I think it's somewhere in here. Right here, this is Voronezh. So Voronezh is next to Kursk and to Belgorod. This is the one that they launched from where is that? Iskanders. 90 Shahed type and unidentified attack drones launched from the areas of Kursk, Primorsko-Akhtarsk and Oryol. So they launched drones from Kursk, Primorsko-Akhtarsk and Oryol. So Oryol is right here, Kursk here, and Primorsko-Akhtarsk is across from the Sea of Azov, right where my strong hand is. Right there is Primorsko-Akhtarsk. So these are the drones from southeast and northeast. And it's something interesting. These guys claimed right there in the first article, remember, that 6 strategic bombers take off in Russia. And they took off, up to 6 from the Olenegorsk. So they took off from north there. But then we find out that the air targets, right, if you remember here, they said 2 were launched from 295 strategic from the Caspian Sea. So where are the other ones? Where are the ones from the north? I don't see them here. Do you see them here? Oh, let's see, maybe it's more here. No. So they didn't do anything. They just took off and just flew around. Air Defense Forces intercept 2 Kh-101 missiles, 2 Iskander missiles, and 37 enemy drones over. Now, Kyiv, Poltava, Zhytomyr, Sumy, Cherkasy, Zaporozhye, Chernihiv, and Kirovohrad Oblast. So let's see what those guys are. So Zhytomyr, Kyiv, Cherkasy, Chernihiv, Sumy, Poltava, this is the area they attacked. They didn't go on the Polish side of Ukraine, which is this one right here. You know exactly why I call it that way. So I'm not going to get into that little detailed thing, right? 47 enemy drones deviated from their course across various Ukraine oblasts. So 47 just decided to quit. So we have 37 drones, right? Plus what? 47 is what? 84. So about 84 drones out of how many they said? 90 or something? Okay. So good job. So that means there remain 6 drones, just maybe some of them got to Belarus. And then the missiles, they downed as many they could. Obviously, maybe all of them, who knows. Now let's see what these guys say. Ukrainian force downs 2 Russian cruise missiles, 2 ballistic missiles, and 37 drones overnight. So we got it. Plus the 47 that just decided to quit. Here's the evidence. We got this covered, the same article here. Caspian Sea, I don't see. Maybe they went down and released some of the Caspian Sea, but it's only 2, and there were 6 Tu-95s from Murmansk. I don't believe, but anyway. And here is how you guys are going to go and fight the Russians. According to this imbecile that I claimed that these guys in UK, they got their governmental positions, they're appointed as prime ministers and all that. The more they say, yeah, let's fight Russia. With you. You're going to go and fight Russia, not this baboon. You are going to do it. You want to fight Russia? They're going to drop one bomb in the sea next to you, and they're going to flood Great Britain in no time. If the incoming US President Donald Trump cuts military aid to Kyiv, the UK might have to deploy its troops to Ukraine. That means you, Ibrahim. Former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson told he works hard, man. He works hard for the position of Prime Minister again. Hard. But you got to give him that. He looks like a, very decent. Anyway, fuck him. And I'm quoting, what I'm saying is for people watching, thinking, why are we supporting the Ukrainians? Said Johnson. It's because otherwise our collective security will be really degraded by a resurgent Russian threatening all sorts of parts of Europe. Be afraid. That's what it is. According to Johnson, such a scenario would compel Britain to deploy troops directly in Ukraine. And I'm quoting, we will then have to pay to send British troops to help defend Ukraine, the imbecile said. Good investment for Europe's security. Military-industrial complex, that's their boy, and the banks. Next one. Ukrainska Pravda. Boris Johnson, UK may deploy troops in Ukraine if Trump cuts support. When Trump comes, he's going to slap this fucking polar bear just by appearance. I don't know, he's like a panda bear to me. Look at this. Look at this dripping fucking eyes. God damn. I'm sorry to... anyway, I'm not sorry, but he's just... father? Yes, daughter. I would like to introduce to you my new boyfriend. What the fuck out? Get out. Take your baboon out with you. Or living here for a little bitch slap. So this guy wants you to go and fight. And Trump is going to say, Johnson, sit down. And Johnson will be not sitting down. He's going to be slithering out of the room like a little snake that he is. Not venomous. No. Just a little snake. That's how they are, man. That guy irritates me. I don't understand. No, I understand, but it's very sad to see the great nation of, how should I put it nicely? England, I don't know, Wales, I don't know, how I want to call it, the Scots, the Irish, all these guys having this kind of mentally infirm people. It's just... UK could send troops to Ukraine as ex-prime minister. Okay, there you go. The West will face an even bigger threat if Ukraine goes down. Be afraid. That's the message. Ukrainian defenses crumbling in Donbass. According to Financial Times, it seems like, reported by Russia Today. Senior officials in Kiev admit that Moscow is advancing at its fastest rate since 2022, the outlet reports. Look at these guys. They're all clean. The boots are just dirty, but everything is clean. Ukrainian officials admit that Russian forces are advancing in Donbass faster than at any time since the escalation of the conflict, and Kiev says its defenses are collapsing due to manpower shortages, the Financial Times reported on Wednesday. So it's not only the Russians, is this guy saying that. Ukrainian military officials as well as international experts expect the conflict to enter a critical phase in the coming months, according to the newspaper, as both sides are fighting for a territorial advantage ahead of Donald Trump's inauguration. The article suggests that and I'm quoting, key battle is also shaping up in Russia's Kursk region. The average age is already about 40 in various brigades, and there doesn't seem to be enough reinforcements arriving on the front line, these guys say here. Well, I think that's accurate. Let's go to the next article, and this could happen to you, to the Western countries, when the Ukrainians, the guys in charge of Ukraine, are deciding that you don't send troops to them, let's say, on weapons. Let's say they don't like your policy. What do you think will stop them from doing the same thing to, I don't know, our officials? You think they will not dare to do it? Okay, here it is. Ukraine Security Service assassinates Russian Black Sea Fleet captain in Sevastopol. So if you guys think or whomever thinks that this is great news in the West, remember, when these guys don't like you, they will apply the same things to you. Do you think they will care that it's a civilian or whatever politician or no, they will not. So this is my prediction. When things go bad in Ukraine, which is the Russians will advance, these guys were not going to do shit about it, then I predict that there will be some evil forces in the Ukraine area when you're going to see drones dropped from little, like this big drones. You're going to see bombs dropped from those little things on certain areas to settle scores, I don't know, on the European territory or on the American territory. You're going to see that. And there's going to be a big availability of those kinds of weapons sent by the Westerners with our money. You'll see that. The same with these guys. Do you think this guy's going to say, okay, now it's over, I'm going to hang my weapons? That's their job. There's their job. Next one. Let's see what the Russians say about the attack. And they say they liberated or they secured a village somewhere in Donetsk next to Zaporozhye, according to Sputnik. 2 hours ago, today on the 13th of November, Wednesday. Russian forces secure village near Zaporozhye border, strike key Ukrainian infrastructure. And here is operational tactical aviation, strike drones, missile forces and artillery of the Russian armed forces inflicted damage on military airfield infrastructure, energy facilities used to support Ukraine's military-industrial complex, as well as concentrations of enemy personnel and military equipment in 139 areas. Additionally, Russian forces have taken control of Rovnopol in the Donetsk People's Republic. And that is, let me show you where that is. Right. So here is, they said, by Zaporozhye. So here is the border between Zaporozhye Oblast and Donetsk. And here is Rovnopol here. They took control, but because this is from yesterday, they don't show it. So they are advancing there too. Now advance there, then that means that Velikaya Novoselka is going to be encircled most likely, as everything around here towards Pokrovsk, right here. So yes, they're advancing. That's a big doo-doo, these guys. Next article. Ukrainians increasingly more willing to move back to Russia, occupied territory. Why would that be? And they show you this. So do you think they want to move here, or they want to escape what's coming to Ukraine? And what's coming to Ukraine? Worse times than are right now. You think, oh, it's war? The economy is going to collapse. It's going to be a rampant, and they have weapons. So the criminals will have weapons. The population will not have weapons. So what do you think will happen? The Russians, if they're tough, they're going to control that. They will let the little criminal gangs to settle their scores. And once they do something bad, Putin will them up. I guarantee you that. So these guys are more willing to go into the Russian area than stay in the Ukrainian area. Why? I don't know, man. I think Putin pays them money or something. Oh, shit. All right, let's go and see what these guys are saying. Remember, this is according to the new Voice of Ukraine. So, due to shortage of housing and conditions suitable for rebuilding their lives, more Ukrainians are relocating to Russian-occupied Ukrainian territories, according to a panel hosted by the Association of Ukrainian Cities on November 12. So, Mariupol mayor Vadim Boychenko highlighted that the lack of affordable housing and the influence of Russian propaganda are driving people to return to occupied areas. And they're just baboons, right? And if they would go on the other side, that's not propaganda. That's just because they are patriots or something. And yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. That's true. But why don't you go to the western part of Ukraine? That's a big country out there. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you the vast territory of Ukraine formed from other countries' territories. You don't like that, but that's reality. It's the truth. History doesn't lie, right? No, but it's evidence, right? So you are here in this area. You receive a lot of money to be a refugee. Look at this big country. This is barely touched from time to time. And I'm not saying that's peace and all nice, but these guys receive a lot of money exactly for that. I'm not saying they should. Nobody say, oh, you leave your... But look at this. Untouched, certain areas untouched. All right, that gets me to the last topic, which is the regime change in Georgia. Why? Because that's what happens in democracies. When you don't like the outcome of an election, you go and you protest, and then with outside support, which is treason, some baboons inside your country will just topple in a bloody coup the government. I was about to say the regime, the government. Why? Because they didn't like the outcome. Now, I don't know if that was a, how should I put it, fixed election, but do you think that Russia, let's say like this, do you think Russia will allow Georgia to become, I don't know, NATO? And no, they will not allow. And if you say, hey, Emil, what do you mean you're not allowed? That's the way this functions. That's the way this functions. It's about what? Do you think I'm going to let you come and bring your weapons next to me, to my ribs right here? I'm going to just do this and you're out. So that, yeah, that's exactly what it is. And I made a video about 2 weeks ago, I think. It was an official or two officials in Georgia that said that they were asked by the American partners to open a second front in Georgia. And I'm going to show you on the map where that is. This is a regime change. Remember, the American government lost its ability to negotiate and be, tactful and being, smooth, suave. Why? Because they got this. They remained the only guys in the parking lot, so they can push people around whenever they want. Therefore, they don't need to be asking for it. Just grab it. The problem is you grab someone's cock and the guy is big, he's going to smack you back, like exactly what's happening right now in Ukraine. And you have Russia, you have China, you have India, and you have many other countries that will can smack you back. So what are you going to do? You at least try. And after a big smack, you say, okay, now let's talk differently. So the same here. They have, after the 1991, the Iron Curtain, blah, 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 the Americans employed 4 weapons, 4 tools in their, how do you call it, diplomatic toolbox. I always see this. First one is threats. Hey, I'm going to fuck you up. Second one, blackmail. If you don't do this, you're going to do this, I'm going to do this. The third one is regime change, with this kind of things, with the NGOs, with your cells inside the countries, the guys that were educated somewhere else, the guys that were paid, these guys, they try that. And then the last one is straight invasion if you dare to bomb, boom, boom, like, I don't know, Iraq, 20 million people, 22 million people, bam, bam, bang, or Syria, or Libya, or Yugoslavia. You just bomb them. Why? They can't hit you back. So you're very strong and very courageous for doing that. Remember, these guys represent you and I, if you're American, or if you're a Brit, represent you. These guys represent you. So around the globe, people from India, from Pakistan, from, I don't know, Zimbabwe, my friends, they see this and they say, so the Brits, the Americans, they don't think, hey, the UK government, no, the American government. No, they say the Brits. And to a certain extent it's true, because you and I vote for these baboons over there so they can implement foreign policy in your name and my name. So are we responsible? Well, think about it. How the Russians are responsible for Putin, that's how we are responsible for Trump. We're responsible for all these baboons that go around. Boris Johnson and Sunak and Kermer, Skarmer, Farmer. Anyway, so here, thousands rally in Georgia to question the vote and demand a new election. And then if the outcome is again wrong, are they going to demand another one, and then another one, and another one? Is that the way it goes? So how tomorrow would these guys, the Democrats in United States of America, will say, we demand a new election? I think there were some questions about the vote, so let's do it. Nah, it's not going to be that. Why? Because we are doing that to us, right? In this case, we do it to them. And if you think this is baboonish, look at this. This is Georgia. The This is Armenia. Armenia without Georgia, as I said, is nothing. Cannot start shit. Azerbaijan is going to fuck them up. Turkey, the same. Iran, the same. And they need Georgia. This is the only country they can go have access to resources if these guys are going to bring anything here. If the Bosphorus and the Dardanelles Straits will be opened by Mr. Erdogan. Other than that, the Russians will go here, and they will occupy this. I guarantee you that. They will not. These countries have no chance. As long as Russia is strong, they will not become any European Union member or NATO states. The Russians will invade and fuck them up, unfortunately, because the problem is not there. The problem is here. Here is where the shit smell stench emanates, from here. The problem is we stay here, I don't know, eat popcorn and drink beer and whatever we do, and those guys over there, they are affected by these guys' decisions that we elected and they appointed. That's the way it goes. And then we say, why can't there be peace? Ask your fucking baboons over there, why can't there be peace? Ask them. Don't, the Russians got back in Georgia, they attacked Georgia and Saakashvili again. Why? Freedom, democracy, justice for all. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.